Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you find the video useful or enjoyable. There's the burn mark. There was a mishap on the stove, dropped a pan, caught on fire, floor was on fire. So replacing this vinyl sheet flooring with some LVT, luxury vinyl tile, plank flooring. I'm scoring the paint line between the shoe molding and the baseboard to remove the shoe molding, which will be replaced after the flooring goes down. If you score the line between the shoe and the base with the knife, you can pull it off without pulling the paint off with it. Pulling out this monster fridge, had to turn it on the 45 to get it past that cabinet. Turned out okay. Not too much of a mess behind the fridge. I've certainly seen worse. So just doing some cleanup here and popping the shoe molding on here as well. And now we're just cleaning up against the cabinet. That's going to be my first row. Putting in the first two tiles. I think these tiles were 18 by 24. A little bit different than the typical wood plank flooring that I've done. No seams, looks like, I don't know, slate, I guess. So here I've gone up to where the fridge is, and I'm just cutting the pieces that will be notched around that wall and ending at that threshold. Easy to cut, just need to score it and snap it. Unless you're doing a 90-degree cut like I've got here, then you've got to use a multi-tool. So you can see there on the end I've left that sliver long so I can just cut it to exactly the way where I want for when I put that transition piece in between the new floor and the floor into the dining room there. Cutting the last few pieces for and behind the fridge. And once this is complete, I'll put the shoe molding back on and put the fridge back. And that'll be the most difficult part of the job behind me. So here I'm showing you the shoe molding. You can't see any nails because they've been hidden with hole filler before it was painted when on the original install. So here's a trick that I use, which is pretty handy. You take some channel locks and pull the nails out from the back, as opposed to nailing them through the front and causing more holes. So if you pull them through the back, like I'm doing here, you don't have any holes, and you can, when you reinstall them, I use a pin nailer. Literally, the nails are pins, so small that you can't see them. So then I don't need to caulk or do any hole filling when I put the shoe molding back on. It's just, there you can see I've pulled the nails and there's nothing on the front. But those pin nails work great. They hold strong if you just put them in a little bit of an angle opposing each other every 6 or 8 inches. And like I said, no caulking required, no repainting, no hole filling. You're good to go. Now here I used my pass load nailer because this shoe molding will not be visible because of the refrigerator. Just giving a good sweep for good measure. And then I will be putting some cardboard up here in a minute. Here we go. Just to protect that leading edge of the LVT while I roll the refrigerator back into place. Always a little bit nerve-wracking for any time you're rolling the refrigerator over that exposed piece. Don't want to damage it, but worked fine. Pulled that cardboard back out once the fridge was in and ready to start row 2. So this product is from Lifeproof. Like I said, it's a vinyl tile, waterproof, great for kitchens, baths. It's quiet underfoot. It's got the rubber backing on the bottom, pre-installed, makes for a quick install. Just notching around the floor vent here, and again just used my multi-tool to make the notches, and then replace that vent with a new one. And of course you want to stagger the seams. Okay, just carrying on with another row. This one ran under the stove top there, so I just used a pry bar to leverage the foot to raise it up, and was able to slide a tile underneath. And continuing on with this row. Really nice stuff to install. Seams are invisible, and you can only really tell the difference between one tile and another because of the pattern change. Then you see here I'm using a scrap tile up against the baseboard to scribe the line for the angle for the tile. I got lazy and didn't have the tile lined up the right way, so I cut it backwards. So I am doing it again here. You can see the tile that I goofed on laying there, but no worries, good to go. And continuing on with the row, I'll just have to notch a few tiles when I get to the cabinets here. And unfortunately I forgot to video installing the transition strips, but they're pretty self-explanatory. Just leave a little bit of a channel between the floor that you've put in and the existing floor. It's a little bit of a T-molding, and it's either a 3 or 4-in-1 combination. You can use it for same floor heights. You can use it from a hard surface to carpet. You can use for a height variation between two hardwoods. They've got some adjustable pieces in there. So. But you'll see the transitions at the end of the video. So this last piece there in the corner was giving me a bit of a problem, but got it in there, and then just described for that last angle piece for the last row. And I was fortunate in that this tile leading up to that hallway was practically a full tile. All I had to do was trim off the tongue of the tile. So here I've put the shoe molding in place, and I'm going around with just my pin nailer, and it's installed, finished. No holes to fill, no caulking required, and you've got a finished floor there. So now I'm doing the wood trim molding around the cabinets. Same thing, just pin nails. are just about done. So yeah, again, if you liked the video or you found it useful or wanted to make any comments or questions about putting in the thresholds or transition pieces, don't hesitate to leave a comment. Hit that like and subscribe button.